Welcome to World War II Indiana Landmarks, Episode 7, the Blue Star, Gold Star Memorial, and the Women's Legacy Memorial. I'm your host, Ron May, author of the book World War II Indiana Landmarks. Both sites for this episode are located in the north-central city of Kokomo. In this patriotic city, you'll find the Howard County Veterans Memorial located inside of Veterans Memorial Park on the east side of Kokomo, the county seat. Like many county memorials honoring their veterans, it is a fine tribute to all those who have served their country. What makes Howard County Veterans Memorial Park truly unique, however, is the memorial to families of military members built just to the east of the Veterans Memorial. Named the Blue Gold Star Family Memorial, it pays tribute to all the Howard County families whose sons and daughters have served in the armed forces, some of whom never returned home again. The memorial was the brainchild of Kokomo resident Jerry Paul, a Vietnam War veteran who provided not only the idea for the memorial, but its design as well. The memorial features two bronze sculptures facing each other, but separated by 35 feet across an empty concrete pad. On the north end of the memorial is a family, consisting of a husband, his wife, and their child. With sad faces, they look toward the south. The object of their focus, standing 35 feet in front of them, is their grown son or brother in a military uniform. He is looking back at them with similarly longing eyes. His right arm extends out in front of him, and his open hand reveals the desire to connect with his family. He is in the uniform of a Marine, a rifle slung over his left shoulder. Behind him is a brick wall with the seals of each branch of the U.S. Armed Forces. The pain of separation is clearly and powerfully conveyed by the placement of the two sculptures apart from, yet facing each other. During the years of World War II, 16 million Americans left their families behind and served in places far from their loved ones. They were separated from long periods, sometimes years. Many of them fought hostile enemies in different countries, and some of them, over 450,000 of them, died during World War II and did not return home. Blue and Gold Star is the title for the family memorial. The terms harken back to the days when blue and gold stars were sewn on flags to denote sons or daughters who were away from home serving in the military, blue stars, and those who had died while serving their nation, gold stars. Conceived during World War I, the white service flags with a red border became even more popular during World War II, when 16 million sons and daughters left home for military service. Paul Maves was one of those 16 million service members. The Lyons, Illinois native served with the 8th Air Force as a bombardier on a B-26 medium bomber in England and France. While he was deployed to Europe, his parents hung the service flag from the front window of their home in Lyons. Maves eventually moved to Speedway, Indiana, after the war. A new Gold Star Memorial Monument was dedicated in downtown Indianapolis on the American Legion Mall in April 2021. World War II veteran and Medal of Honor recipient Herschel Woody Williams spent the later years of his life pursuing the goal of making sure a Gold Star Memorial would be found in every state of the country. Williams was the last living Medal of Honor recipient from World War II. He was a Marine flamethrower who received his medal for his courageous acts during the battle for Iwo Jima. He died in 2022. His memory and legacy live on, however, through the Gold Star memorials he helped dedicate throughout the country. 5 years after the Blue and Gold Star Family Memorial was dedicated, Jerry Paul was the catalyst for another memorial in his hometown of Kokomo. This one honors the women who have served at home as well as those who entered the service in one of the armed forces. The Indiana Women's Legacy Memorial was dedicated in August 2021. Located on the northeast corner of the Howard County Courthouse in downtown Kokomo, the memorial sculptures were also created by Benjamin Victor, the same sculptor for the Blue and Gold Star Family Memorial. This memorial consists of 3 bronze statues of women on pedestals of various heights. In the forefront is a modern-era servicewoman holding a musket and revealing a prosthetic limb. To the right is a statue depicting Shauna Rochelle Kimbrell, who was born in Lafayette, Indiana, and in 2000 became the first female African-American fighter pilot to serve in the Air Force. And between those 2 figures is the statue depicting a Rosie the Riveter from the World War II era. The statues are mounted on pedestals identifying the 3 virtues: duty, honor, and faith. The Rosie figure appears in work clothes, wearing a head wrap and flexing her arm in the iconic pose for strength. She symbolizes all women who have worked on the home front to support their families and serve their nation. Her pedestal is labeled Faith. During World War II, over 16 million fathers, husbands, and sons left their homes to serve in the armed forces. Their departure created critical shortages in the labor force. Over 6 million women stepped up to fill those vacancies in factories across the United States, most of which had been converted to wartime production. Several million women volunteered with the American Red Cross or United Service Organization, and another 350,000 women entered military service by joining one of the women's auxiliary branches. Betty Mitchell Roebling of Mooresville, Indiana, was one of the Rosies during World War II. Roebling was a Bridgeport, Illinois native. Born April 7, 1924, she graduated from Bridgeport High School in 1943. After graduating, she learned that Republic Airlines in Evansville, Indiana, was hiring women to help build the P-47 fighter aircraft. She moved to Evansville that same year and became a riveter. I weighed only 95 pounds and sat at a table with a vise where I placed rivets into small sheets of metal used for different parts of the plane, she recalled in an interview. Roebling's work involved putting rivets into pre-drilled holes and then bucking the ends of them until they pressed down to the other piece of metal. Roebling and the other 6 million women like her not only contributed to the war effort by entering the workforce, they also helped pave the way for future generations of women to pursue careers while also raising families. Learn more about the history of the Blue Star and Gold Star Memorial, the Women's Legacy Memorial, and the stories of those who served in my new book, World War II Indiana Landmarks, available for purchase on my website or wherever books are sold. And while on my website, check out my trilogy of Indiana World War II veteran service stories. Thanks for tuning in to this episode.